welcome back to Data Rant. Today I'll be discussing some of the delicate issues in the field of data science, and much particular to the language of choice that is being used in the field of data science. Now, there is a continuous debate between our programming language and Python programming language, which are the most used programming languages in the field of data science. Now, this debate is basically on which is best for the field. And actually, both languages are widely used, like I've earlier said, but there are some specifics to each of the languages, and I'll be going deep into it. But for starters, R and Python are both open source programming languages, and they have a very large community base. However, R was created for statistical analysis, while Python was created for multi-purpose or general purpose programming. But I'll be going deep into what each offers. So in case you are an enthusiast or you are somebody who is at the verge of choosing the language of choice to use in the field of data science, this video is specifically for you. So you need to stay tuned, because I will detail much on each of the languages and then go ahead to advise on the language to go based on what you want to achieve. However, this video is not sponsored. It is entirely my opinion, and it's a way of helping the enthusiasts jumpstart their career in data science. So stay tuned. So, talking about the R programming language. The R programming language was basically created by two statisticians, Ross Ihaka and Robert Gentleman. Now, this language actually offers a wide variety of statistical and graphical techniques, which are highly extensible. The statistical techniques covers things like linear and nonlinear modeling, clustering, classification, time series analysis, and several others. I mean, this language actually it's used mainly by data miners and statisticians for basically their statistical softwares and for data analysis. This language actually leverages on a whole lot of packages, with over 15,000 packages that are found in their comprehensive R archive network. And then these packages are used extensively for solving statistical problems and also for making analysis or building wonderful visualizations for analysis. Now, the R programming language has been solving several tasks across several industries, like the finance industry, the computing industry, talking about machine learning. So it has done a lot in solving a whole lot of tasks. It is a very, very interesting programming language. Alright, so about Python programming language. Python programming language is actually an interpreted high-level multi-purpose or general-purpose programming language. It was created by Guido van Rossum, and its design philosophy, basically, it's about code readability, and it leverages on white space to be able to achieve that. The Python package index is the official repository for housing Python packages, and it contains over 150,000 Python packages, and these packages cuts across different functions. Like I earlier mentioned, Python it's a multi or a general purpose programming language. So the functions that it does cuts across things on the web that has to do with, web framework, networking, automation, data science, data analytics, and it has several packages that actually help in optimizing each of these different fields. So, talking about numerical computation in data analytics and data science, you will talk about libraries like Matplotlib, which is for visualization, NumPy, SciPy, and it also leverages on other packages like scikit-learn, Keras, TensorFlow for artificial intelligence. Good enough, we've spoken about both programming languages, and we've gone a little bit into details on what each of them actually specializes in. So we'll move straight into the comparison. So we'll compare both languages using different platforms, using researches that people have done, and then leveraging on several other things, just so you can get the right perspective on what each of these languages are actively in use for. So comparing the languages based on popularity, IEEE just released their spectrum of the most popular programming languages in 2019. And in that spectrum, Python comes as number 1, while our programming languages comes as number 5. Now, from the analysis in the release that they just did about the most popular programming languages, they actually attributed most of Python's popularity to its usage in the field of data science and artificial intelligence, because of how Python has been effectively used in these fields actually increase its popularity rate. So based on popularity, Python is actually ahead of our programming language. Alright, so the next form of comparison is based on preference for data scientists and data analysts. Now, this is a work that was done by Birchworks, and what they did was actually throw a survey out to data practitioners talking about data scientists and data analysts, asking them just one question: which language do you prefer to use? And the options were SA and S, R, and Python. So of those 3 languages, you were supposed to, like, from the survey, each participant of the survey was supposed to pick one, and then from the results gotten from the survey, it actually has like amazing results and output. And from the survey, just as you can see, 29% of the people took SAS as their most preferred language, while 30% went with R and 41% went with Python, stating that Python is still mostly preferred by professionals. And just as we can see that there is a 6-year trend based on the survey that has been going on annually by Birchworks, and we notice how Python has systematically grown, and the growth of Python actually brought about the decline of the other softwares that have been in use. The survey actually took into consideration the responses from the practitioners and actually grouped them based on demographic, based on their education, based on years of experience, based on the industry that they are in, just to see why Python is most preferable. Much into that analysis is in my Medium post, and the link is just under this video. You can follow the link to read the Medium post and have an elaborate view of what the survey actually talked about. Alright, so the next form of comparison is actually based on the data science job postings on Indeed platform. Now, Reddit actually leveraged on Indeed platform to get the job postings, data science job postings, and what the skill that is always needed is. And based on that analysis, Python still came first of the list as the most demanded skill that is needed in the data science field, while R came as number 5. Still stating that data science jobs or opportunities out there that have been pushed to Indeed platform, and from the analysis done by Reddit, Python is still the language that is sought after. Alright, so finally I'll just do the comparison based on the data science process. So let's see how each actually works in the data science process. I won't go in deep into what the data science process is about, because I've done a video on that already, you can check it up, but I'll just mention how each is effectively used in the different processes in data science. The first one is for data collection. Python can actually and almost work with any form of data format, and it can be easily integrated into any form of data source, and it is done swiftly. Actually, R, it's not that versatile in working with varieties of data types and data format, but I mean it is more optimized in recent times to be able to go that route. But based on data collection, Python seems to be the preferred option. So the next, which is data cleaning and data processing, Python actually has libraries that help in making this possible. Talking about NumPy, SciPy, Pandas. Python's library have actually been optimized and built in to be able to do a whole lot of analysis without any form of lag. However, the R programming language was basically created for statistical analysis, meaning that its core is in statistical analysis. So anything that has to do with data processing that leverages on statistics, then R language is most proficient. However, Python packages are doing a whole lot in that area too. For data visualization, Python leverages on Matplotlib to visualize insights that it gets from data, while R has a whole lot of visualization tools, and their visualizations are even much better because R was basically created for analysis, and the end product of every form of analysis is visualization, and R gives a better platform for that. Alright, that's all about the comparison. However, since the goal is to be able to guide you to pick a language of choice, I want you to note certain things that I'll be talking about. And the first one is, what is your educational background? Okay, so people that tend to come from the mathematics, statistics background tend to be more in love with our programming language because there is a kind of synchronization, since that is what the language was created for. It was created for statistical analysis, so it is easier for somebody with a statistics background to jump onto that. However, people that are more from the engineering, computer science background are more at home with the Python programming language, because the Python programming language has some other, terminologies, constructs, just like every other form of programming language, which makes it easier for a computer scientist to jump in. Also, if you have any business or you are interested in learning or working with computer programmers, then you may want to go with Python programming language, since it is a multi-purpose programming language, so it has several other uses across data science, and you can easily integrate with other computer programmers and understand the workflow. So the number two thing is the choice of the programming language will be greatly influenced by what you want to do. Are you interested in going to the academia, talking about educational research, or are you interested to just be an industry person? Now, my advice would be, if you're interested in academic research, then R would be your language, since R was birthed for research purposes and it's a product of research, so it is more effective in that line, in the academia line. However, if you are interested in the industry, then Python is the language to go, because Python was basically built with deployment in mind. So Python, it's a general purpose programming language, so its use spans across just building statistical models. It goes further even to deploying these models for effective usage. So the third thing is that R is a statistical language created for statistical algorithms and inferences and analysis and all of that. Now, R is perfect if you want to stay with just statistical analysis, but if you want to go beyond that, probably go into artificial intelligence proper, then you may want to leverage on Python because of its flexibility and easy to deploy methodology. And then finally, R is good for visualizations. So if you're interested in representing your data in the best way whatsoever, stick with the R programming language. Finally, my advice to enthusiasts, data enthusiasts, is if you're just starting out your career or you're interested in joining the field, based on the trends that have been seen in the past and what is currently seen now, I would advise that you start with the Python programming language. Learn a lot of the Python programming language. Get grounded in the Python programming language. Enjoy the community and probably contribute to the community too. The goal is actually get to know the Python programming language very well and then extend to learn about R, learn how to read R script and understand. So in case you see an R script, you can actually read and understand. But start with Python, then go further to R. Alright guys, so it's been a very good time explaining this with you. Now there is no bias, and like I said earlier, this is not a promotion video whatsoever. I just want to help enthusiasts to decide on which tool to use to make their work easier and faster. I've done more analysis in my Medium post, and the link is just underneath this video. Just click to read through. And in case you have some other questions or suggestions or comments or anything whatsoever, don't forget to use the comment section of this video. And also, if you feel that this helped you, kindly use the thumbs up button. So thank you for having me, and I'll be glad to see you in my